Good morning. I'm Colby Broadwater, and I live here at the end of Philadelphia Alley. Welcome to Philadelphia Alley. Philadelphia Alley started as Kinloch Court in the 18th century. A fire came through in about 1795, destroyed most of this. And according to legend, the people of Philadelphia sent money down to help with some of the rebuilding, and the street got the name Philadelphia Alley. It's also been called Philadelphia Street from time to time. When Jane and I bought this house in 1992, the alley did not look like it does today. Most of the plantings were not here, and so we, along with several of our neighbors, have worked very hard to try and bring some beauty back into this wonderful little piece of Charleston. When we moved to the alley, most of what was here were a few cherry laurels and one large loquat tree, and not much else in underplantings. And so this particular area right here where we're standing was used by many of the people for a place to walk their dogs and, quite frankly, not clean up after them. So what I tried to do was just plant it in here good and thick so people can't get in here. Then it became an issue when the plants were smaller of the tourists taking pictures in the arch next door at the Footlight Theater, and they would stomp on the plants. So now we've got the plants big enough and full enough. The alley gets shade most of the day, and so you have to have shade-loving plants, and so mainly camellias, sasanquas, and ferns are what we put in here. There are still a few boxwoods that I tried to put in here originally, but a lot of them didn't make it. Some of them have done pretty well. But you'll see here a Bella Rosa camellia, a Nuccio pearl, holly fern, again some boxwoods, a German border marker from the state that I grew up in Europe. That's from the state of Baden. And a German friend of mine had several of these and thought I ought to bring one back to the States. I've heard the tour guide say that is the lot number 52 in the grand plan of Charleston, but that's not true. Two crepe myrtles here in the alley, one red, one white. Quite frankly, probably a little bit too much. With the way these crepe myrtles grow nowadays, we're going to have to get some of them trimmed back. Not crepe myrtle, but we have a guy coming this weekend to do some of it. Again, one of my favorites, Gunsmoke, based on my former life as an artilleryman. Beautiful red and white flower. There's a Creamer Supreme back in here. Some sasanquas. I don't have much luck with these tractor seat plants. It is a shade-loving plant, but you get a little bit of sun in here during the middle of the day and they wilt very quickly. A white camellia here, Silver Waves is the name of it. Again, some more ferns, the fig on the wall, and again, none of this was here when we got started, and so we're very happy with this. And again, it's thick enough now so that I don't have the photographers stomping on the young plants. We're a little farther down the alley. You'll see the plants are a little bit smaller here. Several years ago, the French Quarter Association, the neighborhood association, gave us some money to buy and plant these azaleas that are coming along nicely, and some of the ferns. The camellias have a little bit of a different story. One of the heritage groups here in town gave the American College of Building Arts these camellias when we were at the old Charleston District Jail. When we then moved to our new facility up at the old trolley barn, they wanted us to move these camellias up there, and I told them up there in the middle of that parking lot, the camellias would not do well. How about if I brought the camellias into the alley? Managed to get these things dug up, planted, and most of them survived and are starting to do pretty well. So again, a little bit newer section of the alley, but in a few years this should be beautiful, especially in the spring with the white and purple azaleas on one side and the purple azaleas on the other side. The city in 2005 came and repaved the alley. The alley was a lot of dirt, some cobblestone, and a few bricks up until that period of time. They installed this plaque at when the Mayor Riley was still in office, actually at the time we were restoring our house. From this area on down towards Cumberland Street, we this year, Jim and Charlene, the people that live at number 3 Philadelphia Alley, purchased these plants, and we had a planting day out here this spring. So these plants are less than 6-8 months in the ground. And so you'll see here again more shade-loving plants, holly ferns, camellias, mondo grass, hydrangeas. But again, we want a beautiful place for the tourists and the citizens of the city to be able to walk through here. A lot of people come here now, take pictures for weddings. There have actually been weddings out here. A lot of different little events. The Footlight Players occasionally have some social events outside, and the college used the alley after graduation this year because it has become really a beautiful place. And so please join us down here. You're welcome anytime. And we'll watch this grow over the years, and maybe one of these days we will have something that's like the walk over between the Unitarian Church and King Street. Again, I'm Colby Broadwater. We live at number 1 Philadelphia Alley. We appreciate the opportunity to show this off. Kyle, thank you, and the Horticultural Society for all you do for this wonderful city of ours.